Hi, now I will add a part M1 spacer. So you'll go in place, and if you don't have dimensions, it's like diameter 6 inside 3 by 5. It's only one extrude. So I'm adding M1 spacer here, and then to assemble that, all we have to do is to select this surface and this surface. Apply, and then do the axis. One axis here, the other axis there. And then on top of that, we will add the part which is called hex shaft. So when I add the hex shaft, open. And for that part, we will need to add something inside, which is the axis in between two planes. So I will turn on visibility for this plane, and so XZ and XY, and then I will say I would like to create axis which is intersection of two planes. Then I will select these two planes, and I'll get the axis I need to assemble this component. Then I can just hide the plane again, both of them. Then I will change the color. Well, I don't have to change the color, I guess. Just say yes. So I would then say I'm going to constrain this axis to this axis, and then another constraint I would need will be mate, flush, and I'll select this plane and this plane like this. Okay, so you see this is how it's, and then after I finish that, I don't really need to see that axis, so I can just hide it. Right click visibility. So now I will add another component, hex shaft collar here, and let's see, a little bit rotate, and I have to figure out where exactly I need to put it. So let me see here, and then a little bit up. From which side? Probably this one. Okay, so I'll say constrain, and I'll add this plane inside of this one. Apply. Then also I need to add axis for the hex shaft collar. So you can double click here, and basically you will see the component. And then again I will turn on two planes. I will say visible, no, this one, visible, and then I will say I need to create axis which is intersection through these two visible planes. And then after I did it, escape, and I can just say visible and change visibility. So all I need is axis, and here I would say return. So now I will constrain the axis with this one. Apply, and this would still move around, so I would just do the free move just so I can select it. And last constraint I need is this plane and this plane, and please check are dimensions correct. If you cannot do this, probably you have to go inspect and check the gap inside the gear and check what's going on in the collar. Both of these values should be matching, and that value is, let me tell you in a second, from here to here, 7. So basically that should be 7. Okay, so let me see, I somehow didn't accept my constraints, so I have this one and I have that one. So if I say regenerate, I will go back to what I need, and then I can hide my work axis, visibility. And now I will add another, so I have a gearbox right, and then I will add gearbox left. and I'll put it here. So this has to go to that plane, apply, and then I will need to move it a little bit, but basically I will attach here. You see that hole is for positioning. This one, you see, apply, and still it's not defined in this way, so I can say parallel. So I will say angle, the one in the middle, and I will say, okay, you and you should be closed like that. So in that way I'm closing the, and if you see here it's a little bit overlapping, so basically if you go to inspect and say analyze interference, define set 1, select right, define set 2, select left, and you will see that there's a little bit something there that doesn't fit. So basically if I go to the gearbox right, and if I try to figure out what was the first extrusion, added feature, how big was it? 9.2. And then if I go back to my return, then I go to the gearbox left, and I try to measure to see what's going on with the first extrusion here. So the first one was 9.2, this one is 14, so together 14 and 9.2 should be 23.2. So basically, if you remember, that was, so basically I need these two for the distance in between holes. So I would say cancel. I was just looking what it is. And then in my B, in my chassis, so if I double click here, and if I try to find where these holes, I think they were in the first, the big sketch that we did. So basically this dimension here has to match whatever this dimension is, because that's where we're aligning these holes. So if I add 14 millimeters plus 9.2, you see it will be a little bit different. Let's see what's, no, I think it will be even more overlapping. No, that's wrong. So let me do it one more time. I think I didn't do it right. So my first one was 9.2, and second one $14. So then when I add it on B chassis, the first extrude, somehow I made it even smaller. 14 millimeters. Okay, let me try 23.2 millimeters, because it's in inches. Okay, I'll make it bigger, 28 millimeters. Still it's not good. I think I still have here overlapping. So what if I change it to 30? Refresh. No, a little bit more. So I'll go back to sketch. Let's see if I put 32 millimeters. That, so now maybe I have a gap. So let's see, return. Yeah, I do have a gap. So I put 32, And let's see my distance. 32, so it should be 30.2. Okay, so 30.2. And now it's good. Interference, set 1, set 2. Yeah, now it's interfering with this, but that's different thing related to what's in the gears, I guess. Maybe some of these. Okay, so, oof, I forgot to add another color part, but I can do it if I just hide. So I would do visibility. I would change visibility here. Oh no, it's fine, I did it. So I'll put it back. Okay, so next step, so I'm on the page 1247, is to add A9 crank right, basically from this side. So I will say assemble, place, A9 crank right, A9 crank right, which I don't have. Great, crank right, here you are. Open. So where's my numbers are from the other side? So I will say free rotate. Numbers should be here, and the way it says here should be like this. Number 2 and 3. If you take a look at the picture at 1247. Okay, so I'll do constraining in this way. So let me see. This I can still flip. So let me put it like this. So the one on the top should go on the one on the top here. That. Apply. Then I will just free move a little bit. And then I want to make sure that, well, I have to put this one, and I can rotate inside of this, just to be able to select this one and this one. Apply. And I probably have to line axis. So for my other hex shaft, I have that axis which I need again. So I will say that it's visible. Oops, no, the other one. The hex shaft collar, I also have an axis there. Visible. So I'll do the first move, and I'll say I would like to line this axis, and I can select this cylinder here because they're okay. And let's see what's going on. So you see, now they're going together. So I will leave these. Maybe I will need them for the other one. So basically I put a crank right, and now I will need to put a crank left. So I say place, crank left here. Oh, something is wrong with this part. Let me get another one. Okay, that's the one, left. And now the same thing. So I have to figure out how, okay, it's exactly how is this. L is upside down. And here, I will align this top with whatever here comes on that side. Here. Apply. Then I would like to move it again, maybe a little bit rotated, just so I can select these two surfaces, this one and this one here. Apply, and then last thing I have to do here is to line axis. So I will say that this axis and this axis are together. So now if I move this around, you see it goes together. That's very important for our final assembly. So I'm at the page 1249, and now it's saying assembly the rear shaft and legs. So shaft 380, so I'm going to place, let's see if I have that shaft 3 by 80, here you are, and it's going to go here. Okay, apply, and then it's 80 long. And what do I have here? I have here from this plane to this, oops, again, oh, I have to do inspect. So I do inspect distance from this plane to this plane. What do I have? I will just copy that value, and then I will do from here to here. Okay, 44. So I will say if I do assemble and I change this to flush, so I say from here to here. Let's see if I can make equation. Then I'm going to do 80 millimeters minus whatever that is divided by 2. 80 is my shaft, that distance that I measured divided by 2. But it seems like here it goes to another direction, so I will add minus. Yeah, so you see what I did. Basically 80 is the total length here, and I minus that divided by 2. That's what I get. And then based on the where it's going, you can add minus, so it goes to the direction you want. So currently I have something like this, and I'm at the page 1251. Now I will have to add A3 spacer, which I didn't save. So A3 spacer is something, so maybe I can show you how you can create it. I think it was in one of our homeworks where you have multiple small parts. I'm trying to find it. So that spacer should be added next. So basically, then I will stop the video, and then once I found my spacer, I will continue in the following. Or maybe I need to create it if I didn't save it to my folder.